What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here, thanks for stopping by. Today's video we are on the test server here and we will be playtesting one of the brand new rebalance champions, and that's going to be Gharol Bloodmaul. Gharol Bloodmaul, if you guys don't know, was my first mythical I've ever pulled from a primal shard. It took me almost 2 years to pull my first primal or mythical champion, and it's going to be Gharol. Now I was pretty disappointed when I pulled Gharol after that long of a wait, that long of a grind. But the day has come where she has been buffed. So I am on the test server right now and we are looking at the brand new kit for Gharol. She got a basically complete facelift on all of her abilities. They've improved greatly. You got an A1 here, remove all buffs from the target as a single target attack, and it also increases the cooldown of a random skill. The A2 on the base form attacks all enemies, places a provoke, which ignores block debuffs, and it can be placed even if she weak hits. It also places a protected unkillable on herself and a non-protected counterattack on herself for 3 turns. 3 turns is relevant because this allows her to place the buffs on herself and then transform. And then we have a full team cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown with a ally protection on everybody. Also a big shield. Really solid 3-turn cleanse here. And then we have a passive. Whenever attack, decrease the duration of all buffs by the attacker by 1 turn. Also heals all allies except this champion by 50% of the damage taken. Heals this champion by 25% of the damage taken. So kind of like a Vogoth-esque kind of passive, which looks very useful as well. Very strong support base form, and the base form is HP based. When she transforms, oh, actually, the other thing that's really important is that all of her skills now scale off of HP and attack. I think they rebalanced some of the multipliers, so they reduced the multipliers, but then since it's 2 different scaling variables, it kind of balances out. But she does deal more damage than usual. You guys will check out the playtest and figure that out for yourselves. But when she transforms, she becomes a attack-based damage dealer. You kind of see her stats here change up a bit. She goes from 24k HP down to 16, but then her base attack goes up from 900 to 1600. Let's check out what this kit is all about in this form. She got an A1 AoE, 25% chance of repeating the attack with ignore damage. Will ignore block damage. This is actually really strong on an AoE A1. Very powerful A1. 20% damage from books. It is relevant. Got an A2 here on a 3-turn cooldown. AoE attack again. Damage of the skill increases by 10% for each buff on this target. On this champion and on the target. It will ignore 30% of the target's defense. That's just flat, unconditional. And then it will ignore up to 50% of the target's defense instead if this champion has more buffs than the target. So like I was saying, in the base form, you can buff herself up and then transform and then attack with this. So at least she guarantees herself some buffs. She can self-buff herself so that she has more buffs. Otherwise, it's just going to be a flat 30%, but 50% ignore defense. That is pretty nice. Metamorph, and then the passive here, whenever an ally attacks, this champion has a 50% chance to team up. It previously was 25% chance, now it's up to 50%. That's very significant, especially since the A1 is crazy strong. This champion inflicts more damage as their HP decreases, so similar to someone like Leonardo, for example, who hits harder with lower HP. And then this champion also receives less damage as their HP decreases. It's kind of interesting, protects her a little bit. But yeah, it's really cool. Crazy passive here. And then she has a secret skill now. Whenever she gets 3 or more debuffs, or if she's under 50% HP or 50% HP exactly, she will unlock this secret skill. It's a 2-turn cooldown. It full cleanses herself, places increased attack, increased crit damage, and increased rate, and then you get an extra turn. So it probably works best if she survives an attack, unlocks this skill, cleanses herself, buffs herself, and then gets an extra turn, and then she goes right into this ginormous AoE slam. That's probably the way it's intended to work. Big knock against her is that she has not too many ways to survive. Her base form is quite strong in terms of just tanky stats. And then she does have a healing effect here on her passive. But just generally, she probably needs a way to survive, similar to other damage dealers. But you guys can check out the playtest for damage numbers. I think we will be impressed. But first, we have to decide which of the forms or which of the damage scaling multipliers is actually the best. So actually I prepared a little test here. Let's jump into Dragon and prepare a little test. with Gharol with two different gear sets. So one is an attack based gear set and one is a HP based gear set. Now both of them will be using the arena, kind of baseline sets for arena build. So we're going to be using Stone Skin plus Lethal. You guys can be the judge whether they are pretty similar. I would say this is probably my best HP based gear on my account versus my best attack based gear on my account. We're just using a 2-star blessing here for Gharol. It does give her the HP and the attack boost or stats. So we're currently using the attack based gear set here. Let's check out the A2 in terms of damage here on the base form. Base form 162k. It's nothing too crazy. Just gonna put down some notes here so that we can keep track of all of this. We don't have Helm Smasher on, so we don't have that level of RNG, so we can just do the run twice or run once. Sorry. So we'll transform here. We are using the attack based damage set or build. This one has no buffs. Let's check out what the A2 does in the secondary form. So 552k on that attack. Transform again. Let's check out the A1 here. And there we go. A1. Double hit. Yeah, so a chance to repeat the attack. Let's check that out here real quick. 397. That is a double hit. So that means you can basically just have it. And then you can figure out the numbers there. So we're going to write that double hit. All right. And then we'll just check out the base form A1. It's 32k there with the lockout ability. Pretty weak on the A1 on the base form. All right, and the last thing I want to check is how much damage the A2 in the secondary form does with buffs, with the 50% ignore defense. So right now we have more buffs than the enemy, so that means this ability will be doing 50% ignore defense. So yeah, it's going to be a big hit here. Boom. Yeah, way bigger. Ooh, and then the counterattacks here going off. Wow, look at this. All right, I just want to see that in action. It looks super cool. Anyways, let's jump into the HP based gear set, and then we'll see which stat we want to prioritize in our build. All right, so we're just going to be doing a quick swap-a-rooney here. So quick swap here. Go HP based. Right. Go. Show you guys the gear set in the in a second here. So let's go with the A2 in the base form. A2 in the base form. Let's see what happens. 268. All right, quickly test the A1 again on Venus. 63k. So it's interesting. 63k here on the A1 on the base form is significantly more than what the attack based gear set was doing. Makes sense, right? So obviously we have an HP base form and an attack base form, and they're going to benefit differently. Let's check out the alternate form here. So the alternate forms we transform. So we currently are in the HP based damage gear set. Slam, exit. Doing 4 of 14. 414k. And one more test. We're going to test out. Oh, actually, sorry, that was the A2. And then here we're going to test out the A1 in the alternate form. So no extra hit. So that was only one hit. Okay. Single hit. 171k single hit. All right, so let's take back these data points and see what we can conclude. So we can obviously, I guess it's kind of obvious, but it's nice to confirm, but the attack-based stats benefit the alternate form quite a lot. You can kind of see the alt form here in the attack-based stats. Gear set deal significantly more damage than the HP based stats. Although the damage still seems relatively good in the HP based build, the attack based build will do way more damage. And then in the base form, Gharol does more damage with the HP based gear as opposed to the attack based gear. Of course, this all kind of makes sense logically, but it's nice to conclude that. I'll show you guys the build that I was using here for my Gharol. Only a 2-star bless, like I said, so it's nothing too outrageous. But this is the HP based build. So this is the base form. Got 126k HP base form, and then when we transform, we got 95k base HP. Just under 4k attack, so that's probably where we're losing a bunch of damage. 345 crit damage. We didn't build any accuracy on her just for like simplicity's sake. I don't really think she really needs accuracy. The biggest thing that needs accuracy in her kit is this provoke. I mean, this provoke's going to be really, really good. But you're probably not going to be using this provoke too often, or her base form too often. So checking out her attack-based gear set, I did use, like I said, my best attack-based gear set, and I think we'll be testing her with this attack-based gear set since it does the most damage. So this is her base form, 60k HP, 6.2k attack, 290 crit damage, 271 speed. And then when we transform into the alternate form, we got 8.6k attack, 303 crit damage. So we're giving up against the HP based build, we're giving up about 40 crit damage and quite a bit of HP, but we gain a ton of attack. So this kind of looks generally like a more traditional like damage dealing attack based damage dealer, and I think we'll probably use build. So let's transform. Yeah, we just want to showcase her to do damage. It's kind of nice because, you know, she does scale off both stats, so you're not really wasting stats if you have gear with HP and attack on it. We do have her with the Cat's Gaze, you know, damage dealer. You want her to showcase dealing some damage here. And then we have Lightning Cage. She does play some buffs. She does have Stone Skin, so Lightning Cage is going to be pretty good on her. 6-star Reaper would be good. Crushing Ren, 6-star Crushing Ren would be good. And then, of course, Reaper would be good as well. Along the way from 1 to 5 stars. For the masteries here, I didn't take Helm Smasher, so we didn't have any kind of weird RNG when we were testing for Dragon. I will turn on Helm Smasher now as we go into some of the content to test her out. But yeah, we'll be testing her out with this attack-based build. All right, let's jump into the arena and see what we can do. All right, just gonna hop in there with the generic speed team, and yeah, we'll just do a damage test here. Let's go. Right. Oh, we got the lockout, protect our team a little bit. We got increased attack. So we're gonna have increased attack here. Bunch of buffs. Since we only have a 2-turn increased attack, if we use the A2, that's gonna burn through it, so we won't be able to realize it. So let's just transform so we can take advantage of the increased attack here. And yeah, 1-time speed. Drop the nuke. 500k against that Empress. I mean, that's pretty significant hit. That's a pretty significant hit. We have increased attack. We do have the 50% ignore defense on an AoE. That's ridiculous. That's a massive hit. Let's check out the base form. The base form's not going to hit very hard because we are in the attack gear set. So it's not going to hit super hard in the base form, but just kind of curious. You know what? Crushing Roots might actually be interesting too because she hits so hard. Check out what her provoke can do. Speed. Yeah, I mean, wasn't able to kill the Marius there. Wasn't able to kill the Marius there, so not a super powerful. Not super powerful A2 on the base form, at least. Crushing Ren would be interesting one. Oh, that's nice. The increased cooldown. That's very nice. Very nice. Very nice, actually. Okay, why not? Let's check out her base stuff. So ally protection, shield, and then a full team cleanse with a heal. Is it a heal? Yes, a heal. Well, so let's heal up. Oh, actually, no heal. Sorry, that's the shield. Shield is 30% of her max HP, which is pretty nice. Got the A1 coming in, and then the lockout. Not bad, especially with the counterattack. Good synergy there. Not bad at all. Right. So let's transform, and then A1, 140k A1. Wow, on an AoE that ignores block damage. Okay, let's try this team here. This team has block damage, so we can definitely test it out. See how well that AoE A1 actually works. That's really strong. AoE A1 that hits good and it has ignore block damage. Super strong. Wow, that sucks. 3 out of 4 of them resisted. Alright, so now we got more buffs. We're not going to be able to break through the stone skin. So let's just do counterattack and just chill. Let's counterattack and just chill. Go. Counterattack and just chill. A little bit of a slower one here. Shield. Just a shield, no heal. Sorry, my bad. Just a shield, no heal there. And then the A1, increase the cooldown. This requires accuracy though. Let's just double check that it does indeed require accuracy. Resisted, yeah. So these guys have pretty high resistance, so they're not going to be able to get cooldown reduced. It's time to transform. Get the plus attack here with the transform, and we have 3 buffs, which is if it has more buffs. So we'll do 50% ignore defense against everybody except for Nice. And then we got a damage boost for our 3 buffs. Okay. Do it 1 time speed. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's nice. I mean, just blew through them. And I think the passive saved the chicken. Passive saved the chicken there. Ooh, the ally attack as well. 45k against the Nice, 23 against the chicken. No increased attack or anything like that. Then A1 here, 79k A1. That is nice. That is nice. It looks like her passive that brings in the counterattack is doing less damage. I think that's pretty standard, consistent mechanic behavior. Just wanted to confirm that somehow. Let me see if we can confirm that again. Because it looks like the counterattack A1, it deals less damage, which makes sense. Okay. Now we're just transformed right into it. Let's do the A1. Let's just do the A1. Boom. 140k against Fabian. 140k against Fabian. That's kind of nuts. Just on an A1 as well. Let's see if we can get the counterattack coming in. Nope. 56k against on the A1. Just want to test the counterattack. Can we get it? Nope. Can we get it again? Nope. 86k and and then we kill ourselves from the reflect damage, I guess. Empress is too good. Empress is too good. All right, I just wanted to confirm that the counterattack A1s do less damage, and indeed they do. So that seems like consistent mechanic behavior. Just wanted to double check that. We are on the test server. You never know if things are going right or wrong. So that's going to be good to know. Let's do this fight. This fight looks like a bunch of tough customers here. But we do have the A1 ignore block damage, which is going to help out quite a bit. Let's see if she can actually play against this type of team. We got the transform, we got the reset. Counterattack. This one could be interesting. We have plenty of buffs already. Let's try. Let's see what will happen. Let's go with the A2. Not a bad hit. You have the counterattack unkillable. Gonna set us up nicely once we transform. Ooh. Nasty. Strip. Oh man, so our unkillable got stripped. No, unkillable still there. Our counterattack got stripped off. That's okay. All right. So we got 3 buffs. We're gonna be not doing bonus damage. We're not gonna be doing 50% ignore damage, but we're gonna be doing bonus damage because we got 3 buffs and they have buffs as well, so we do extra damage that way. Pull it down one time for the cameras and 5935. Block damage was kind of in the way, but you have that A1. Let's see if that A1 is going to be helpful here. Can we bring in... Here we go. A1. Boom. One again. Oh no. Oh no! Counterattack evade. Sorry, the predator evade and the counterattack is way too strong. Especially after the predator starts killing off some of your guys and starts increasing the evade chance. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Let's show some of these other teams. Generic speed team here, I think. See if we can go through it. Yep, we do go first. Yeah, let's do the provoke stuff. Ooh. One hit provoke. AoE kills that Suzanne. Oh, we got the lock. We got the cooldown. Oh, we locked them out on the A1. It's really good. Actually, like, it's really good synergy. And yeah, if we had some accuracy, then the A1 and the provoke would land a little bit more consistently. At this point, this is a done deal, so we don't have that up there. Let's try against this team here a little bit. Right. Going first, lock them out. Increase attack. So there's a Harima on the board, which means the ignore defense is going to be less powerful, but we are going to be ignoring 50% of their defense. So let's see how this goes. 156k against the Marichka, 178k against Senna. Super powerful stuff. And then bringing in the ally attack there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I mean, it's a consistent source of damage, and she does really, really well. To be honest, very, very impressive damage. Only a 2-star blessing on her, of course. We do have the Cat's Gaze for some additional ignore defense, but yeah, she's very impressive. Definitely a very good damage dealer. Let's test her out in Hydra, because this is one of the spots where she was originally really, really good as well because of her constant counterattacks. All right, so let's bring her into Hydra. I got a team prepared here. We're going to be pairing her up with the ally attacker, Crocad. Crocad, one of the best, non-mythical damage dealers for Hydra. And then we have a utility damage dealer here with Mishinaki. Let's just bring her in and then see how well she does. And then we'll do some quick battles after. But yeah, usually in past applications for Gharol was actually doing quite a bit of damage just because of her join in ally attack. So she was actually used a little bit in Hydra long time ago. Anyways, we're just going to transform and just utilize her alt form instead of her base form. Her base form definitely still very good as a support, has provoke and stuff like that. So you could use her in a support role if you wanted to do that, or if you really, really needed a support champion on your team. But I think her best spot will be damage based. So here we go. We do have her with a bit of damage. We're just going to utilize her for damage. Fortunately, we didn't have the provoke up. I guess we probably should have provoked first, I guess. Actually, let's restart this run. All right, so we placed the provoke. We placed the provoke on the head. So this will probably save our run, so we don't have to, struggle right off the bat with the stupid poison cloud and stuff like that. So that's why you gotta bring the provokes. You gotta bring the provokes, guys. But yeah, here we go. It's gonna be a lot more smoother. We'll see what kind of damage she's going to be pumping out here. She's going to be transforming here real soon. We do have the unkillable on her. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, just give it 1 sec here. Cycle back. We'll do the transform. I had the preset set, but I guess I had it set for opener only to metamorph. Give it 1 sec. Okay. Yes, just waiting for the decap heads, There you go, Mishinaki doing his thing. Everybody's getting buffed up. Good. Alright, here we go. Transform. Still got the attack buff. Big slam time. Boom! Wow. Okay, these are some big hits. Yep, these are some big hits. 1.5k hit against that decapped head. Yeah, these are some big hits. These are some big hits. And then we're gonna get lots of damage from his from her counterattacks as well over time. So that's pretty nice. See this in action here. We need a cleanse, I think. Oh. We go 300k on the A1 against the decapped head. Go. Whoa. Oh, this team's gonna be fun. This team is fun. This team looks really fun. Just a bunch of counterattacks like from the dog, counterattacks from Gharol, ally attacks. Oh man, here you go. Here comes the damage. Here you go. Oh, there we go. Wow, 700k. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Who would actually deal more damage, the dog or or Gharol here? I'm actually really interested to see who would actually deal more damage. No, the dog probably deals more damage, in my opinion. Okay, let's come out of this. Let's do some quick battles and let's see. Okay, so we'll set up Gharol to open with the provoke and then transform right away, and then we'll lock out the transform afterwards. But yeah, let's see some quick battles. Wow. This is impressive damage number actually. 151 million here from Gharol. That's definitely no slouch. Mishinaki, most of his damage is going to be from the Hex application here. Shayak, we got 23 million. That's purely from the Hex application that he has. Crowcat doing 266. Yeah, just crazy damage. Also higher blessing as well. So I'm going to take off the blessing here for Crowcat, give him just basically a nothing blessing, and then we'll just do the quick battle again. See how much of a damage difference that makes. I don't think it's going to be that crazy, maybe like 10%. So that's going to be like 20 million short maybe. Wow, even crazier damage this time. 381 here from Crowcat, 227 here from Gharol, 809 million from this Nightmare team. Yeah, this I mean, this is pretty crazy, right? So Crowcat actually didn't suffer too much from losing the Nature's Wrath, but he probably do way more damage, maybe somewhere around 440, 430 maybe. I would say 10 to 15% more damage, roughly, maybe even more, to be honest. Let's run that again. But Gharol's numbers, very impressive here, very impressive here. So let's try it again one more time. This time, things falling short here, but Gharol still doing roughly about 2/3 of the damage here from Crowcat. But yeah, very, very nice. Show you guys the build here for Crowcat, especially versus Gharol. So we have Gharol here with the attack gear set, right? 8.6k, 300 crit damage in lethal, so only 25% ignore defense. And then we have Crowcat here with a 6-piece Merciless set, so he's going to be doing more ignore defense right away. So we've got 35% ignore defense. We did have a crown on him, and then we do have the counterattack and the boss gems, which contributes quite a bit of damage as well. Stats pretty similar to Gharol. Gharol has 8.6k attack in the attack form, and then crit damage is pretty similar. So I would say pretty similar in terms of stats, but the base ignore defense is much higher on the Crowcat. And also Crowcat has to cover for Shayak, basically as an extra champion on the team to make him do even more damage. But I would say Gharol definitely stood up very, very well in that little display against Crowcat. So what can we conclude about this champion? I mean, obviously going from near basement, she's probably one of the worst pre buff, and now after the buff she is absolutely amazing. She hits hard like she should. She has great support abilities as well in her base form. They all synergize very well together. Her counterattacks with the A1 steals and stuff. If you want to give her a little bit of accuracy, that's probably going to go a long way as well. But if you want her just to go balls to the wall like damage, you can do that as well. So then you just cut the accuracy completely and just focus on giving her attack and damage. Now, if you want her to do maximum damage, it's going to be an attack based build, but she still hits pretty hard with her HP based build, and of course she's going to get more HP, which benefits her support side quite a bit. So the HP is not a total loss or anything like that. But I think personally for me, I probably still build her more attack based, and then I wouldn't be upset if I see some HP rolls, of course. And obviously some of these relics you can double dip with HP and attack, and then you're already double dipping on her blessing where you're getting HP and attack as well. So it's actually really, really nice. Anyways, guys, this is my showcase on Gharol. Really, really excited to see her being built on my main account live, on my live server, of course. This is the test server, so I can do, we're just play testing her right now, but I'm going to be building her live on my account, and then we'll probably be using her quite a bit. So I'm really, really excited. It's like getting a brand new champion when they rebalance a champion for you. And in this case, it's a mythical champion. I don't have a lot of mythical champions. So getting a brand new mythical champion that's actually going to be really, really strong and good in a lot of different areas. I think that's absolutely amazing. So I'm over the moon, super excited for this. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this brand new Gharol rework. If you guys have Gharol, congratulations. You guys just picked up a brand new monster mythical champion. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully this video was informative for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.